Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. So last August, which means it's almost been a year, I treated myself to the HERMÈS CLIC H bracelet in rose gold with white enamel, and I've worn it pretty consistently since then, so I thought now was about time that I shared my update when it comes to the wear and tear, and yeah, in general give you my thoughts and 2 cents on whether I think it's worth the investment, especially considering it's quite a chunk of money for a piece of costume jewelry, but we'll get to that. And yeah, let's get started. But before we do, hi, my name is Lesley in case you're new here. I'm so glad you discovered my channel and chose to click on this video. On my channel I talk about luxury, handbags, fashion, all the pretty things. I do shopping vlogs, hauls if I happen to buy something, reviews, what's in my bag. So if that sounds like your thing, I would really appreciate if you consider subscribing to my channel. That would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, I've had the CLIC H for almost a year at this point, so bear that in mind when we talk about my experience when it comes to wear and tear and stuff. I actually filmed a double unboxing, I want to say, of the CLIC H bracelet in conjunction with my LV monogram reverse card holder. So I'll leave a link to that in the description below in case you're interested. But yeah, let's get into the wear and tear aspects, because obviously that's one of the most important aspects that you, when you're currently in the process of deciding on whether to go for a CLIC H or not, that you might be unsure about or a little hesitant about, because there's definitely a lot of talk about the CLIC H bracelets getting super easily scratched. But yeah, let me share what my experience has been. So going into the purchase, I was definitely prepared to experience some scratches on the bracelet, because that's basically the general consensus that while it's pretty and shiny when you first purchase it, it gets scratched immediately. And I mean, you can see it for yourself. There are definitely some scratches, especially on the H closure. In fact, the first time I wore the bracelet, I bumped into a door frame with the wrist that I had the bracelet on. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bummed out about it, because that incident definitely left a scratch in the bracelet. I mean, I was prepared for that to be happening eventually. I just hadn't planned for it to happen that soon, but oh well. But overall, we're talking about pretty tiny and just like surface scratches. I mean, you can see them when you look at the bracelet up close, but even when I look at it like from a 30 cm distance, they are hardly even noticeable. Plus, I didn't baby the bracelet that much. Obviously, I didn't take it out when it was like pouring rain or I was working in the garden. Okay, I don't even have a garden, but you get the idea. I didn't wear the bracelet when I knew that I was doing some intense labor or during a workout. But I mean, the Cartier Trinity bracelet plus the CLIC H has been my daily stack almost, yeah, ever since I purchased the CLIC H basically. So it's definitely gotten a lot of wear, and for the amount of wear that this piece has seen, I'm pretty pleased with the amount of scratches. Obviously, as I said, there are some, but they are not really noticeable. So while I tend to agree with a lot of people's word of caution when it comes to just mentally preparing yourself for your bracelet to get scratched pretty quickly and early on, I wouldn't say it's that much of an issue as some people make it out to be. It's still pretty shiny, and I'm really pleased with how it's been holding up scratch-wise. One other aspect of wear and tear though that I hadn't heard anyone really talk about, granted I didn't watch every single video about the CLIC H bracelet before I went into purchasing it, but I feel the scratching issue is way more blown up than this issue that I've experienced is. Again, I'll insert close-up videos or pictures so you see what I'm talking about. But when you look at the H closure, you might be able to tell that there's a slight difference in color when you compare the edges of the H to, yeah, the center of the letter basically. The center of the H looks darker, which is the original color, while the outer edges of the H look kind of faded, I want to say. I know it's hardly noticeable, but I thought I'd point that out. And again, similar to what I've said about the scratches, you can tell that there's an issue, if you will, when you look at the bracelet up close, or you know what you're looking for in terms of flaws. But on an everyday basis, especially when you have the bracelet on your arm, so like 30-40 centimeters away from your face, it's not really an issue for me. It's hardly noticeable, but it is more noticeable even from a distance than the scratching. So I thought I'd point that out because, again, that's not something I've heard too many people talk about. So overall, I'm actually pretty pleased with how the Click H has been holding up. Obviously, as I showed and mentioned, there are some signs of wear and tear, but as I was going into the purchase expecting some scratches and stuff, that's not something that would be a deal breaker for me, but obviously that's personal preference. If you want to have your pieces stay pristine, maybe think twice about the Click H, but if you want to wear it as an everyday or almost everyday piece, you just have to be prepared for some signs of wear and tear. I think that's normal, but yeah, in general, I think the Click H gets kind of a bad rep for the scratching issue, but again, not really that noticeable. I'd say you'd be totally fine if you take moderate care of your bracelet and just be mindful of your surroundings and what you might bump the bracelet into. But even if you bump it into the door frame on your first day of wearing it, not that big of an issue. Although I did take a look at some pre-loved sites, Vestiaire and all that, and there were some really, really rough looking bracelets. I don't know what people did to them or for how long they've owned them, but geez, like some of them looked like they'd been run over by a truck or thrown in an acid bath. Yeah, we'll see how my bracelet will look in a couple of years' time, but fingers crossed it won't look that bad. Now, do I think it's worth it? Obviously, that's down to personal preference at the end of the day. A lot of people don't like spending a lot of money on costume jewelry, and I totally agree. And yeah, I mentioned in a couple of videos that, for example, I've really slowed down in terms of my Chanel earring purchasing because these pieces, where they seem to be affordable, when you add it up, like a couple of pairs of Chanel earrings could buy you a bag, not necessarily from Chanel, but yeah, it's a piece of costume jewelry. But I think the Click H was one of my favorite luxury purchases of 2020. And that says a lot because while I didn't shop an insane amount, obviously because of the current situation and lockdowns upon lockdowns, I did shop a number of luxury pieces. So for the Click H to make it to the top end of my list is, I guess, a testament to how much I love it. Plus, cost per wear wise, I'm really pleased with myself because I think it's one of my most worn luxury pieces, like, period. I've worn it to the office, and while obviously you have this H buckle right here, it's not too in your face, at least in my personal opinion. So I was totally fine and had zero reservations with wearing my Click H to the office, especially stacked with my Cartier Trinity bracelet. I think the combination is just so pretty. And yeah, if you're on Instagram, you know that there are like endless possibilities of stacking the Click H with other bracelets, especially a mixed stack with Cartier bracelets. Not the case for me yet. I don't know, I'm getting into fine jewelry and I still have a fine jewelry piece to reveal to you. I hinted at that in my last video, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, in my personal opinion, it's definitely worth it, both wear and tear wise, cost per wear wise, and yeah, I'm really pleased with this purchase. And not just because it's at an entry-level price tag for MS. So yeah, that does it for today's video. Those were all the points I wanted to touch base on. But if you have any additional questions, just drop them in the comment section below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Plus, if you own the HERMÈS CLIC H bracelet, I'd be super interested to hear your experience when it comes to scratches and the discoloration part especially. Maybe it's just me and I have a faulty one, who knows? But yeah, definitely leave your experience and opinions in the comments below. And yeah, in general, share your thoughts on whether you'd buy it again or whether you think it's worth it or not. I'd love to hear from you. Either way, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful or at least entertaining. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. That would help out my channel tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, plus considering that I'm kind of new and definitely a very small channel on YouTube. So please thumb up this video if you liked it. And if you enjoy my kind of content, consider subscribing. That would mean so much to me. And yeah, I guess that does it for today's video. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and until next time, bye.